How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for doing this in such a short period of time. Lots of people really appreciate it from my community, so thank you.
And where are you? You're in Birmingham?
I'm actually Royal Oak area. I'm in Berkeley.
Berkeley, that's right. I knew it was a B one.
Where did you grow up?
7 Mile and Evergreen.
Oh wow. I
Yeah, that's the general reaction. It was actually really nice in up until the mid 70s.
yeah. Is that like right next to like 7 Mile in like Wyoming?
No, Wyoming is much further downtown, I think.
Okay.
Evergreen is, let's see, the Lodge Freeway.
Okay.
It's right next to Southfield where I grew up. Still Detroit. It's near Redford.
Got it. Yeah, that's pretty close actually, like in the vicinity to where I've lived my entire life, so that's
Oh,
interesting. Yeah.
why?
Um,
Where were you before?
well, I've been in Berkeley my entire life,
Oh, okay.
so I've been living around here. But then I moved over to Detroit, 7 Mile in Wyoming, and
Okay.
I have a few stories from there. Like my car got shot up and stolen and everything. So pretty
What were
cr-
you doing over there?
My cousin, he just moved over there, and he was just, I had to kind of move out of my parents' house and just get my life going. So
Right.
I moved out with him, and yeah, he had a really nice house, but he didn't have the nicest car. But I had a nicer car, and so they just saw me, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna get him out of here.
Wow. Yeah.
So after that happened, I was like, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm moving back to Berkeley and just feel safe and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there's nice neighborhoods
Yeah, that
in
one
the
was kind of
area.
nice too because it was next to U of D, so it was like pretty decent.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
yeah,
A
just
little sketchy, I think.
yeah. I mean,
Still.
I'd be driving down the street, from work and stuff like that, and then I'd see helicopters in the air, and there was, like a police invasion or something like that. So I was like,
I know. It's crazy what happened to the city. I would, if I'm on tour in a van, and we have time and we're in Detroit, I bring the bands to where I grew up,
yeah.
and they're just like, wow, I can't believe this.
It's like no wonder you can handle, hitting the riffs for so long.
But it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I considered it idyllic. It was lots of families. It was pretty much, I don't know, I guess we were boomers in a way. I was. And there was a park, a playground that had, the parks department took care of. Now it's just a weird field. You would never venture into that.
Yeah, field where you're like afraid to step into it and stuff.
Like, I don't stop the car when I'm there. And I tell them, I'm like, yeah, don't stop at that red light. Just keep going. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, yeah, go,
It'd be a
go.
lot worse if you stopped.
Yeah, it could potentially be bad. And then Sun House, you know who Sun House is?
No.
Sun House is a famous blues singer.
Oh, okay.
Like you like Jack White.
Oh, of course. Yep.
Huge influence on Jack White. I think he did a Sun House song, Death Letter. And Sun House is buried on Lasher and Clarita. There's a cemetery called the Margarita, the street name, Margarita Cemetery. It's by a golf course, which is now like an urban jungle.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to play there and go sledding when I was a kid. But Sunhouse loved that neighborhood. And he died, I think he died in the 80s or 90s. And he's buried there. So I took that band DBUK over there to see his grave because they were big fans too. I recommend looking up Sunhouse.
Yeah, I definitely want to
He's
check it
like,
out.
he's way up there with Lead Belly and Muddy Waters, and he's folk blues. He plays a national guitar
That's cool that he
and
played
sings.
with.
His voice is beautiful.
Did he play with Lead Belly?
No,
Oh, he's just kind of
it's
like in
just it
that.
was like that type of. He's up there with that guy
Got it.
because Leadbelly is pretty huge, and so is Fred McDowell and John Hurt, people like that, people who play folk blues.
You know how there's like a revitalization happening right now where people really feel the spirit of Detroit. Have you been like around here anytime recently other than for the
Um,
tour?
Yeah. Um, yes. The last Swans tour we played in Ferndale.
Yep, I was there.
Okay, good. Like that place. And then the time before when I opened was there. But we've played at St. Andrews, and I was there. Like I visit occasionally.
Do you feel like the feeling of Detroit at that time, back in the day, is the same feeling that we have now, or do you feel like it was already kind of feeling like it was going downhill back in the day?
No, when I lived there, I had no feeling it was going downhill.
It was just like
Like
nothing but
to the extent it got to, no, I had no premonition of that.
yeah. And so just like overall the feeling of everything, just you kind of exist in this like almost dream state, and then just out of nowhere we just get hit by the world, basically.
It seemed that way. Although other neighborhoods like the Cass Corridor suddenly became an okay neighborhood,
Yeah.
which is fascinating to me because when I lived there, that was not an okay neighborhood, and there was the new Miami. We called it it was the old Miami when it first opened, and that was the only reason to be on the Cass Corridor unless you wanted to get into big trouble.
Yeah. I wonder if
And
that's
we still got
people.
into big trouble, but it was not a neighborhood to wander around.
I wonder if that's people like chasing, what they believe is like the comfortable space, and then it just somehow just gets lost, and then people are like, well, let's just transition over here, and it's an endless cycle.
Yeah. I mean, somebody did a really cool article. A girl decided she wanted more bang for her buck. She was living in New York City, which is, you have a small apartment generally, and it's expensive. So she figured, okay, I'll move to Detroit. And she got this huge space, of course,
Mm-hmm.
huge, except you have to have a car. You have to have a car that
Mm-hmm.
works. You can't have a beater that you don't know it's not going to, and you have to be able to safely park it.
Yeah.
And then you drive everywhere. Like living in New York, you walk everywhere, or
Yeah.
you take a mass transit. You don't do that in Detroit, you drive.
Yeah.
And she found out that it cost her as much to live in Detroit as it did to live in New York.
That's crazy. I never thought about the car perspective of it, of living.
I haven't had a
Yeah.
car since 1980.
Wow.
I
That's
don't need a
awesome.
car.
Yeah.
I don't need a car. I rent a car. If I need a car, I rent one.
What brought you over there? What made you decide to leave Detroit?
In the 70s, I think if you played music or wanted to play music, interested in arts, you either moved to New York or LA. Those were the two places you would move to.
Yeah.
And I never liked LA. And I still kind of don't, although I've had more fun there recently.
Mm-hmm.
But New York was obviously the place for me. And then my girlfriend at the time moved to New York. She wanted to be an actress at that point. Since then, she moved to Chicago, and that's the perfect fit. Chicago is like a weird combination of New York and Detroit, I think. Still
Physically
need a
too, yeah.
car, but it's really, I like Chicago a lot. But once again, it's cold,
Yeah, it's super
and
cool.
it's really cold here now, too.
Do you guys get any sort of snow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For New York, we got a lot of snow, and it's staying because it's staying cold.
Yeah, it's like under my wheel hubs. I have so much ice in there. I can't even remove that stuff. It's like hard to drive right now in Michigan because of that.
I know. It's like when I was a kid, it was always snowing. We get 3 feet of snow all the time.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I
maybe not
remember.
three, that might be an exaggeration, but we get a foot and a half of snow easy every winter
Yeah,
from Christmas until Easter. Easter, there would still be snow on the ground.
wow. That's super long. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
just like that's my memory of being a kid,
Yeah,
going to church on Easter Sunday, and there'd be like it'd be melting, but there'd still be remnants of snow.
I've always wondered, is that like because that's what we remembered as kids, or like something definitely feels like it's changing? I mean, there
I
was like
think,
a couple
well,
years.
I mean, I do believe there must be global warming. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's so many more people,
Yeah,
and there's so much more going on.
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Um, well, thank you for jumping right in with a couple of things about Detroit. It's super
I
cool
love
to hear.
talking about Detroit.
I love it. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a great city. And you asked if it, yes, I think there's little pockets that are coming back. because a lot of artists, because you can't move to New York now if you're an artist. It costs way too much.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
used to be you could live in a dangerous neighborhood, you have an apartment, you could go out during the day, come home at night and do your work.
All
There were
bottled up.
jobs actually,
Yeah.
but not anymore. Now you have to find, if you need space, New York is not the place to be.
Do you
So
feel like
Detroit,
there's a
same thing.
place you believe in that would be a good place?
I have no idea. I'll live in. I'm gonna die here, so
Yeah.
I don't have no plan. I have no plans of moving back. We like. I have a friend that lives in Providence, Rhode Island, and I like that. I used to really like San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah.
I like the people I met there, and I like their music scene, and the weather is kind of nice.
Do you
But I
know
don't know about the politics now. I'm kind of down on Texas a little bit.
do you know how it like compares to like Austin?
San Antonio, Austin used to be like a music town, and now it kind of is still, but big tech kind of took over Austin in a way. Austin, all the cities are doing the same thing. Every city I've been to has changed so much over
Yeah.
the years, and they spread out.
Mhm.
Like what was once the neighborhood nobody would go to, now they live there.
Yeah. It's
So,
interesting how it just moves around like that. Um Well, I just wanted to say, just as a start, this is a community interview. So I have a huge Discord chat filled with like 700 Swans fans. We're all obsessed with talking about it every single day. It's pretty much our lives. We have a bunch of people ranging from like 14 to like 45, all across the board. It's almost kind of like what you would see at like a concert, that,
right.
that you would go to.
I noticed Swans concerts have gotten younger.
Yeah. That's what Christoph said the other day. Like he's noticed that like things just keep getting that way, and then he'll like be talking to another band, and their crowd is like in their 40s and 50s and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
somehow Swans is staying young. Of
Still have the older people that have been following for years, but yeah,
course.
the young people, it's amazing to me.
Yeah. I think it's a really good thing. I mean, if anything, you don't always want to say that your band got like TikTokified or whatever, where it's on,
Right.
TikTok, but like at the same time, like I'm seeing kids that, are huge artists, they want to make their own music. They've got the guitars and everything. And they're like, yeah, Swans is my favorite band. That's just
Well,
a really cool influence.
it's nice to hear that there's still guitar players, because there's always the fear that people who play instruments are disappearing.
Yeah. I
But
find that it's just something that I mean, I try to use the plugins. I try to use some of that stuff occasionally, but at the end of the day, just plugging a guitar in and just strumming it, you'll just get way more beautiful sounds. It's so much easier, Not to
I
say that
think so.
playing it is easier, but just the setup,
Right.
you know. So, um, just wanted to say that this is really centered around the big sound tour, and just kind of getting your perspective, and trying to get every single Swans band member's perspective. Just to it's really historical, and you guys are closing off an incredible era. Um, Also, we're gonna just kind of go through just like your whole life, just because it's interesting to see what's happened and stuff like that since then. So you've been, just as an introduction for you, you have been part of Swans since 1983 with their debut of Filth, helping, define a lot of the guitar that driven all of those eras and stuff like that. Um, Across the entire catalog and history, you've been, adding amazing, incredible guitar riffs that define a lot of the post-rock era. You've appeared on a lot of different side projects with Michael Gira, such as The Body, Lovers, and Haters. There are a few projects and bands outside of Swans that you've also been a part of, such as Carnival Crash, Wise Blood with J.G. Thirlwell, and Roly Moseman. The Heroin Sheiks, Neva, $5 Priest, and then you've also worked with Jarbo a few times.
Yeah, back in the old days.
What kind of stuff did you do with her?
Just go into the studio and play some guitar stuff.
Oh, nice.
I think I'm only on a couple records. I think there was one called Red,
Red.
the early one that I played a song with her. But yeah, not a lot. Not a lot.
Was it like during Swans or
Yeah, it was during Swans.
got it? That's cool. Um, you've also worked with Fetus, which is a couple of JG Thirlwell projects that's beyond Wise Blood.
Yeah, I played on one song on Wise Blood.
Got it. Okay.
The Fudge Punch I play on.
It's good to get your like just to make sure the history is correct with whatever's written on the internet, you know.
I'm fascinated. I met on a solo tour, I met kids. I guess they were legal enough to be in a bar, but they were very young. And they were telling me stuff. I'm like, wow, I don't even know this stuff you're telling me. You know more about me than I do.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes like a name might be added to something and then people assume that you like created the whole project or whatever, but it's like, yeah, I was just playing some riffs and adding to it, you know?
That's generally what I do. People, a lot of times nowadays, it's so easy to do things at home
Yeah.
that some of the projects, like a current one, Flowers Destroy, there's a guy in Cleveland who has a group, Scarcity of Tanks. And I've done a few projects with him. He just sends me tracks, a bass line and a drum, usually, songs.
Mhm.
And then I come up with guitar stuff on top, or I work on whatever the other guitar player is doing and try to add to it and play something cool.
That's what
So
I'm
it's
trying to
super
do.
easy.
Is
What?
That's what I'm also trying to do, but it's like it's such a struggle to figure out like how to fit in, with what someone else is doing.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be. And I've had a couple of those, and they go, and I write them back and just say, I don't know. I can't come up with something I feel improves what's happening or makes me happy. There's a band called Luna Honey.
Mhm.
You see, I did a collaborative record with them, and they sent me some tracks. I really liked the tracks, so I played on them. And then they offered to put out a record, and I sent them a track. Um, and what they added to it, I was amazed.
Mhm.
I think, wow, they actually get it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't quite really, they kind of don't get it.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing.
Do you feel like a lot of the times that's when people are trying to almost take over the show in the song? Or
Sometimes that happens. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That does definitely happen.
And like when you feel like you can't fit into a track, do you feel like there's maybe not enough space left for you?
That's, yeah, that happens too. Yeah.
Got it.
Or
Um,
it's just for some reason, it's like, oh yeah, this I'm not really very inspired by this. But that's the nice thing about doing it at home is I tend to, if somebody sends me a track, I'll just play it. I'll do my yarn work and sit there and I'll just keep repeating the song over and over
mhm.
until I like it. Or I can kind of maybe suddenly I go, oh yeah, that would be good on this. I'm doing that now with a project I'm going to play guitar on, maybe. I don't know where I'm going to fit in. It's not really, it's a female singer and it's got a little bit of a countryish thing to it to a point. So I
Mhm.
don't quite know what I'm going to do yet, but I'll try.
Does it feel like when it comes to guitar styles that, especially like country and stuff, that you would have to completely change how you play?
Oh, I don't know how to play that.
Yeah.
I can only, I mean, I can vaguely, occasionally. Oh, I was going to say it's another good thing about doing it all at home. If it's not happening, I just walk away.
Yeah.
And then I come back and I might try again. Or I get onto something I like and then I can stop and live with it and do it the next day and see if I still like it. Whereas, you go to a studio, you're really under pressure.
Yeah.
And I'm
Sometimes,
not really that good, so it takes me a long time to figure out how to do stuff.
but at least you probably have some sort of like ear to fit in at some point, even if it right off the bat it doesn't work,
Yeah, I kind of find I have my own like idea of what I want it to sound like,
Yeah.
what I think it should sound like. And once again, it's like I do it for me.
Mhm.
I want not the client, but the person I'm working with. I want them to like it, but overall, it's like anything I do, and I think people should do it. You don't play music for other people, you do it for yourself.
Yeah.
It's for your own satisfaction.
You do it to, connect with yourself, but also hopefully at that same time, a side effect is connecting with other people in a way.
It's a side
Yeah.
effect, and it's actually kind of a minor one, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to be recognized
Yeah.
for music and things like that, but that's not why it started.
Right.
It started because, wow, isn't that guy playing guitar cool? I want to be cool. And then you realize you never can be at
Or
some point in life. And then it doesn't really matter anymore. You do what you do.
you just try to have as many smoke and mirrors as possible at some point, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Um, so do you prefer working in that way, in a more organic and you
Yeah,
know,
I like people in person though. I mean, it's better. I mean, yes, I play on my own, but I like sitting in the control booth with the boss, and I play stuff, and people get excited, and
hmm
you have other people to share the excitement with. Whereas if you just do it on your own, it's like, okay, I don't know if that's any good, but it seems okay to me. It seems good to me, but it's fun when there's other people to get excited with.
I find too when I make music by myself at home, like it's easier sometimes to like do it that way, but you almost aren't like awake, especially
Yeah,
like I don't know if I'm chiefing weed all day or something like that, it's just hard to
yeah.
like really activate it. So it's almost like a balance that you have to find between the two.
I think that's why my solo stuff is kind of so laid back and laconic, I guess, is because I'm just doing it myself.
hmm
And I don't have nobody's telling me, oh, you should push this part. That all comes after the fact, and it's like, well, it's what it is.
Right.
That's me at the moment. That's what it is,
Yeah, and
which I don't do when I'm doing music for other people. I try to get into their head,
and try to socialize with the music in a way.
yeah, and go, okay, they did this music. That's them. How do I make them even bigger?
hmm Uh, so just wanted to jump into a couple questions here. When you first started off, um, when you first heard music, like what made you feel like you wanted to jump into it for the rest of your
Oh, the
life?
Beatles, of course.
Love it.
Yeah, I have older sister who bought, the singles as they came out.
hmm
And we weren't a musical family, but my sisters were older, and they liked, they were teenagers when I was a little kid. So I was exposed to the Beatles and things like that.
Did you have any favorite record from them?
Um, Now I do. I mean, as I got older, I listened to it more. But back in the day, it was, I Want to Hold Your Hand. It was like the early Beatles, 64 Beatles. So I would have been 6 years old when that
Wow.
record came out.
Wow.
And
um,
Twist and Shout, I remember when my sister, we went to the store to buy that single for her. And of course, right when we got home, she plays it. And I really like that song too.
that specific one I think was also tied in with I Want to Hold Your Hand as well. I think they had a single for one of those. And those two songs I remember hearing my best friend, like their parents would play it, and every time
Yeah.
I'd go over there, me and him would like run in a circle. We were like 5 years old
Yeah.
listening to
Yeah.
the
It's
Beatles.
great music.
Yeah, that's
I
incredible.
remember them on the Ed Sullivan Show watching that
Oh wow.
because, of course, it was like a big deal.
Yeah. The Beatles actually used to be like definitely one of my favorites. Like I had a Beatlemania phase and stuff. So hearing you
Yeah,
see the Ed Sullivan Show, that's crazy.
yeah.
It's awesome.
One of my bosses was at Shea Stadium when the Beatles played.
Wow.
And I was really impressed by that because she's older than me. So she was the right age. She was probably about 16 at that point. And yeah, she was a big music fan too. And I was like, wow. It's like I know a guy who saw Elvis too, which is amazing to me.
Yeah, people were more amazed or just as amazed seeing the people that actually saw them. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And I think like older siblings would take them to these shows. Although my boss, I think she was old enough, she just maybe snuck out and saw it, or
Yeah.
she got a permission to go see the Beatles with her crew
Hmm.
and scream. I don't know if anything was audible there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was she one of the girls like making it so you couldn't hear the music?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's funny. Um, so do you remember your first guitar?
Yeah, it was a rented guitar from the music store I took lessons at, acoustic guitar. And you rent it for a certain amount of time, then you have to buy one. And my parents bought me an Echo EKO acoustic guitar. That was my first. I don't. It's long gone. I have no idea what happened to it.
Did you like feel like when you first started it was easy to pick up at all?
Well, I practiced,
Mm-hmm.
and it's daunting, of course, because we used the string by string guitar method. I went to guitar lessons once a week
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday morning and made it through a couple of the books and then put it down for quite a while and then uh, with punk rock, started and seeing concerts. It's like, oh, wait a minute, I used to want to do this. And
Yeah.
then I started practicing again, very specifically though, like Stooges songs and the Misfits. I was a big Misfits fan.
My dad
And
loves the
what else?
Misfits.
Mark Bolan and T Rex. The Electric Warrior record is the one I would play along to every day.
Got it. Did you, when you were playing and stuff and you were first starting off and everything, were you interested in anything else? Like, did you feel like you were going to do anything else in your life, or was it pretty much just music from the get go?
I don't know. I just figured, yeah, I had no plans, really. That I had no idea what I was going to do. Just work some job somehow. Didn't really have a concept of what adult life was,
Mm-hmm.
except you work, you do some job. And maybe I think I realized pretty early on that I wasn't going to make a living playing music because I had no interest in learning other people's songs, really. Like I make the when I played along with the records, making up my own stuff along with the records that would fit. I thought it would be a waste of my time. They already played the song great.
Yeah.
Why do I need to play it?
I
That
love
was
that.
my theory, and it still kind of is. I don't really try to figure out how to play songs, which isn't much fun at parties, but
Yeah, I feel like every time someone asks me, "Can you play a song?" I can't play one. I
well, you play a song and they're like, "Well, I don't know that song." And it's like, "Well, that's because I just made it up just
yeah,
now."
right.
But so I'm impressed by people. I mean, my ear, I used to work on it a little bit, but I'm impressed by people that can sit there and figure out how to play songs.
Yeah,
I
my
mean, that is super impressive to me, but that's something that I think you're born with and then you nurture.
I do feel like that too because no matter how much I've been able to practice certain songs, it becomes exhausting. It's almost like a introverted versus extroverted thing in a way. Like at some point, yeah, you could put all your effort in building a song and you can play it but if you're going to be super tired after doing it, then maybe it's not for you, right?
Well, or what did you get out of this?
Yeah.
Did you do it better than the original?
Right. Right.
Or did you add? I always like the John Cale's cover versions because they'd be a completely different song and they'd have a really different feel to them. So I really like that idea of covers.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you definitely have to do it completely different, or else when they first hear it, they're just gonna like, "Ooh, that's not perfect. That's not exactly the way I heard it," you know? So that
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
mean the two Swans covers, Love Will Tear Us Apart and Can't Find My Way Home,
Yeah.
they're pretty much straight covers.
Yeah.
They're not really bringing anything different to the table.
Yeah, I just heard the I think it's from Blind Faith, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just heard that because we do like a album exchange, and
Mm.
people wanted to show off "Can't Find My Way Home" as a cover, and it was like, wow, this is like almost exactly like it. But honestly, both are really good in my opinion. So
I had like I was trying to figure out the guitar part, so I was playing along, and my thought process was, oh, he's a lazy, junky guitar player. He's going to be as lazy as possible playing, and it helped. I figured out most of it, and then I was stuck on one part, and I had a friend who I know knew how to play it, and he showed me the chord change I was getting wrong.
yeah,
I just didn't have the patience to sit there and keep figuring it out.
it seems like a lot of the stuff, just from a few questions that I've heard, that you are really about the vibe of it more than anything. Like, when you're making your music and stuff like that, you kind of settle into like the overall vibe of what your environment is like and stuff. And same,
It's yeah, it's like kind of being a character actor.
yeah.
You kind of immerse yourself in that.
In a way, do you feel almost kind of like a, not like a session guitarist, because you probably have created a bunch of riffs, but like, do you feel close to that in a way?
Mm, yes and no. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel I can have, I don't have that much of a palette to really feel like a session guitar player because those guys are superstars. They really
That's true. Yeah.
are super, like that's something I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah.
It's not steroids, it's not a magic pill or anything. It's just some kind of gift that
Some
they
sort of
have.
genes.
Yeah.
We covered a lot of Detroit, but do you have any specific like local artists or anything that you really appreciate that you felt connected to?
Felt connected to,
Yeah,
or
or just jammed out
um,
to?
oh, there were bands I liked in New York that um, just because I might like somebody in the band, like the way they played. There was a band called Natasha and the MGB, and they weren't part of the scene, but they played a lot of shows, and the guitar player was amazing. He just had this very Detroit sound. He played a Mosrite, and he had an old Cadillac. I saw him once. He pulled up in this old beat up Cadillac with his guitar and amp, just like Fred Smith used to do in Detroit. I'm like, God, this guy is really weird. And he was weird. I tried talking to him once, but there was, yeah, nothing. He was an odd guy. He was somebody maybe I shouldn't have met. Um, and on tours, I see bands I end up liking. I love Party of Helicopters.
Hmm.
Heroin Sheiks played with them on our first little sojourn to no audience. And they played. And then I picked up a record of theirs in Detroit. I was in Ferndale, and there was a big CD used record store in Ferndale. And I found, oh, Party of Helicopters. I know those guys. I wonder what the record's like. And I became an immediate fan.
So did you discover that like through just when you started to be more obsessed with music and stuff like that? Uh,
No, that was just on tour.
oh, okay.
Um, in the old days, when punk rock started, I had a neighbor too. They had a band that rehearsed in the basement. One of the brothers was a musician. I don't remember what he played, but I remember seeing an SG that one of the guys in the band was playing, and they had long hair. This would have been in, geez, 60 something. And I was so impressed. Like I wanted to be like this hippie guy with an SG. So like the cast was the die was cast right there. I think
Yeah.
like that's the coolest guy on the block.
SGs are the coolest guitars, I swear.
I've never owned one. I'd like to own one day, but I don't know. My time's running out.
Do you feel like there's like anything that you're specifically excited for in music right now? Just
Band wise,
just in terms of like timeline wise, like anything that you're thinking about.
oh, that I am personally doing.
No, just in terms of like, in the music hemisphere, now that you know that, time is coming short and stuff like that, is there anything
Oh,
you're specific?
I don't know. Um, I live right near Tompkins Square Park, and they have concerts in the summer. And I've seen some cool young kid bands, guitar bands. I try to listen to some of them, and I enjoy watching them play. A lot of them are kind of like retro in a way. And one of the reasons I kind of liked them, it's like, oh yeah, that's like when I first started going to punk rock shows. This is what this reminds me of. So there's like this youthful exuberance and energy.
It definitely feels like that's happening. Like rock, something's happening with rock right now, and it's coming back. Like Geese, coming back and them being young, them playing on SNL. It was pretty interesting to see. So,
Who is that?
Geese is a New York band.
Oh, my wife loves geese.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
They kind of have like a Strokes Radiohead type feel in a
Right.
way, like Strokes in the sound and Radiohead in terms of like the experimentalness of pushing it.
What about I saw when I was on tour in San Francisco, I saw The Armed.
No, I haven't heard of them.
That's a Detroit band.
Oh, really?
It's
Okay.
a punk rock collective, The Armed, and then a band called Prostitute,
Those are
and
good.
they're from Dearborn.
Dearborn. Okay.
Yeah, they're Arabic, and the music had this like punk rock kind of. I was like, wow, it seems like it's Arabic, and it was
Yeah.
the singer, and that was really good because I like that. I like the Eastern kind of vibe.
Is it like a Middle Eastern type like guitar playing or specifically
Kind
just
of, they
okay.
do some open tunings and some
Yeah.
drony kind of guitar stuff, but
Mhm.
it's punk rock and it's guitar driven punk rock.
Have you heard
So
of
it's very cool.
Krungbin?
Uh-uh.
Krungbin is like a three-piece band, and they have like a long black hair bassist girl, and then the guitarist is like a Middle Eastern. He like does all these like Middle Eastern African type
Oh yeah.
styles. They've been
Oh,
on
that
Tiny
sounds cool.
Desk. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, check them out.
They're a
But
Detroit band.
no, not specifically
Oh,
Detroit, but just like the whole Middle Eastern like guitar
right.
playing style and stuff.
Huh,
I feel
nice.
like that stuff just needs to be brought more into the scene because we've used up all the standard tuning stuff. So
Yeah, but it's been around for quite a while,
yeah,
with the Mahavishnu Orchestra and Santana going more out of the Latin and into the Middle Eastern kind of thing,
hmm
raga-ish kind of. I mean, that's kind of what Swans does in a way. It's drony-ish, except it's not about um, technique so much.
Do you have like a specific ideology behind what it is, like what Swans does when they build it, or is it just like whatever works and sounds
I
really
don't
good?
know. It's all Michael,
Yeah,
and then he takes, I think, the musicians and kind of pulls their strength out to get what he wants.
yeah,
At this point, in the old days, we just played.
yeah.
So the first, 3 or 4 records is, that's just guys in a room playing
hmm
without much direction. Michael would come in, like usually it would be the band, we'd be playing just something, anything loud. And Michael would come in and go, oh, yeah, that's really good. Or he would start us. Michael used to play bass. So he would start kind of like get the drum and the bass going, and then
hmm
I'd join in.
So even after many years of like working with him and never felt like he had a specific drive, it's always like he has his vision and it changes constantly.
It does change. It gets altered sometimes by what he hears somebody else contribute.
hmm
Like, oh, I never thought of that. Let's push that a little harder.
Yeah.
But sometimes he has a very clear vision of what he wants, and what maybe something I come up with is exactly what makes that come more to life.
Has there ever been a moment where you've built a riff out and he's just been like, wow, that is absolutely incredible, and it completely changed the direction of a song?
Not necessarily changed the direction, but definitely made the thing work.
Hmm.
Like, oh yeah, that now we're talking. That makes it better.
You have any like examples that you can think of, or anything that you're specifically proud of
Like,
from?
well, not specifically proud of. I mean, I think the whole Children of God record is fantastic,
Oh yeah.
and working out those parts. Just once again, it's a band playing, and like Sex God Sex, that kind of became a staple for me, doing the big octave chords
Hmm.
and line. Um, so I know when Michael says that big guitar thing you do, I know that's kind of what he's talking about. So on the last tour, I had a moment where I did that
Yeah.
at the end of the first song. And it's like, yeah, that's the big octave guitar thing I want.
Is that like the last 6 minutes of like the end of Forgetting? Like right,
Probably, yeah.
that last 6 minutes is unbelievable, and I think a lot of fans are just like thinking, is this going to be their best song that they've ever released? Because
I
that,
don't know.
especially those last 6 minutes, I didn't know that that was you. I thought that was like a lap steel or something like that. But that's incredible.
That is only exists on the live record that's going to be coming out,
Right. Yep.
the last tour, because the song was never played any other time.
No. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, you know the names. I don't even remember the names anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know it as like first big thing in the concert and then last
Yeah,
big thing, right?
right. Yeah.
Got it. Uh, just speaking of like overall though, like birthing on the studio record, the song "Birthing," right when you start strumming, I think it's you right at like 3 minutes and 30 seconds, the first like D major.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Just big chords. Yeah,
yeah,
doing it in the studio, once again, I walk in and that's when I'm hearing the song.
mm-hmm,
Even though they did those songs on the tour before, a lot of them,
yeah,
I knew what they were. I recognized them to a point, but they had gotten kind of redone.
yeah.
And Michael wanted these big parts. So I had an idea of what he wanted, but I didn't quite know what. So then it became easy. I mean, the engineer, Ingo, is very good at, you know, pointing out, like, oh, that's an E chord. You want a big E. But then we try a bunch of different ones.
So it's a lot of different voicings and stuff, and you guys have ideas and bring in different voicings for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Or Michael knows, he goes, oh, like, let's hear a higher version of that. And
Mm-hmm.
you just keep walking up the neck until you find the right sound.
What what goes into that tone, by the way? Because like that, I've tried to recreate. Yep.
That's what goes into that tone. And
Yeah.
that's all there is to it.
Yep. Just
It's yeah, I pretty much sound the same no matter what guitar or what setup I use.
so a lot of it is feel because I know that you guys use
It's
very
absolutely
minimal
100%.
effects. Yeah.
Any guitar player will tell you, yeah, it's you.
Hmm.
That's what it is.
Uh, do you like when you're doing that stuff and you're strumming and whatnot? You know that you have your specific style, but do you feel like you have to adjust it quite often to what the song is at all, or do you feel like you're pretty like meant for Swans as far as the sound?
Sometimes it's just meant that's Swans. Yeah, that's why I ask now when people ask me to play on something. I'm like, do you mean my solo kind of trip?
Yeah,
Or are you thinking more Swans?
yeah.
Which I can't really do Swans at home because I can't get that loud. Like my solo trip, I can do.
Are you in an apartment or are you in like a house?
It's like a loft. We're
Okay.
above a business, so I can make noise. We have one tenant. There's a tenant, one person above us. Very fortunate. I'm really actually a super lucky guy.
Before we hop into the deeper Swans questions and stuff like that, uh, just curious about knitting and stuff. How did you get into that?
We had my wife is an artist and a craftsperson, jeweler and ceramicist, and all of her friends, all they all went to art schools, and a few of them were um, textile artists and whatnot. So they used to have knitting night. And they said, okay, we're having knitting night here because we have a big space. And I'm like, well, I might as well learn how to do it. And I'm like geared towards that kind of repetitive thing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I got into crochet. So
That's
that's
cool.
what I do now. I don't remember how to knit, honestly. I crochet.
Oh, so you're crocheting the scarves.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What's the difference? Is it
Crochet is a hook, it's one single hook, whereas knitting is two needles and the work goes onto the needle.
oh, okay. Got it.
And I'm not sure which is which. I think either one, if you do something, you can just unravel the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Crochet, if you pull the hook out and pull on the thing, you can just undo everything.
That's cool. Is there anything specific that you're really proud of from your crocheting? Like, do you do any?
Oh, all of them. I love all the scarves I've made. Once again, I really I make them for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I make them to make me happy. And
Yeah.
Michael asked me, I was crocheting on tour, and he goes, "Don't you get bored doing that?" I'm like, "No, this is what I want to do." I get bored looking at my phone all day.
yeah.
So the crocheting was really nice on the tours, this whole run. I did it while we were rehearsing, and then I did it on both of the tours. And it was really, really helped me a lot, I think, be calm.
So, do you feel like you get something out of it that you don't get out of music at all? And
Well, yeah. Um, yeah, to me, it's still new. And but in music, there's a lot to discover too, but I don't know. I have to spread out a little bit and try, do different things.
yeah, being locked into one thing too much just gets tiring, I feel like.
Yeah, I do. I'm sitting at my desk. I do woodworking too.
Ooh,
So I
what-
make boxes.
that's cool.
That's another project. It's more of a summer project because then I can go outside and, make dust.
Yeah.
So it's not so good in an apartment in the winter.
Right. um
And I used to find that I couldn't crochet in the summer. It was like a cold weather thing to do.
yeah.
But now I don't know about that. I do it all the time.
Is it just cuz like your hands would get warm or something or just
I
not?
have no idea. I just associated it more with cold weather.
Oh, okay. It does feel kind of like an indoor like just chill wrapped up in a
Yeah.
blanket type thing.
It's not something you want to be sweating all over,
Yeah.
either like in the heat. So we'll see what happens. I mean, this summer I'll definitely get more woodworking done.
So
Try to put the crochet down. I don't think people buy scarves in the summer anyway, so it doesn't matter.
true. Uh how do people get these scarves? How do
I'm
they
on Etsy.
Etsy? Cool.
Yeah, it's called Things of Interest and is my site. That's the name of my shop, but I search with my name too. Would probably find it.
Um, so jumping back into Swans, how did you first link up with Michael?
I was in a band with Ivan Carnival Crash, and we played a house party. And the doorman at the house party was Harry Crosby, Swans bass player, and I got along with him really good, Englishman. And I kind of hung out with him at the door for the entire party, except for when we played and he saw us play. And I knew he hung out at a bar we all hung out at, the Holiday. And one day I went in and I asked the bartender if Harry was, I hadn't seen Harry for a few nights. He goes, "Oh, Harry's on tour with his band." And I had no idea you could do that at that level. I'm like, "What? He's on tour?" It turns out it was the tour Swans did with Sonic Youth.
Oh wow.
They played in Ann Arbor too, by the way, on that tour. And
And
I
that
think they
was
stayed at Ron and Niagara's place or something like that. You'd have to ask. I mean, at this point, Michael's the only one who would know what's going on with that.
Hmm.
And then one day I saw Harry at the bar when he got back from the tour. He said, "Oh, we need a guitar player," because I think they were pushing Sue out, or for some reason Sue wasn't. They wanted somebody else, and Harry said, "I think you can do this." And I went down for an audition, and as they say,
What was it like? Like, what was the audition like?
it was weird because Ivan had bought the first Swans EP, and I listened to that. I went, "Oh yeah." If you know the EP, I mean,
Hmm.
it's kind of more jazzy.
Yeah, it's completely
It's
different.
busy. There's just little bursts of guitar and saxophone. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I like this. I can do that." And I was like a birthday party guy, so I played lines, and I'm also a Detroiter, so I play Stooges kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And I went to the audition, and it was none of that. The instruction was you play low, like play what? Just play something low, and then when we stop, move up and play something high, something different. That was the old. If you listen to Filth, that's the way most of the songs go.
Yeah, just like
There's an
completely
intro
low.
part, and then it switches to another part.
Yeah.
And within both parts, you have to move around and make them parts. You can't just play the same thing like a machine. You have to make the parts live,
Hmm.
which I always liked. I love subtle change, and I loved Killing Joke at that point too. I was a big Killing Joke fan,
Hmm.
and so it was perfect, big and loud. And I recognized the percussionist when I walked in, which was Roley, because I had seen him in a band recently, the Radiant Boys, and really enjoyed what he was doing. And I liked the band, the Radiant Boys. Jonathan Prosser later became a percussionist in Swans, and Roley was the kit drummer when Jonathan left.
They were both from the Radiant Boys.
Yes, Jonathan was the singer in the Radiant Boys, and then Roley was the drummer. And then they had a bass player was Tommy Victor from
Hmm.
Prong, and I was a Radiant Boy for one gig. They and that version of Radiant Boys was a little more rocky, rock and roll kind of Radiant Boys. We
Hmm.
did one show, and then uh, Swans was more important. So Rolly and I stayed in Swans. Tommy eventually started Prong.
It's crazy how there's so many different connections between everybody. It's like
Yeah,
every single band member that I've interviewed so far, it's like you're connected to this band and then somehow it's connected to this. Like it's
yeah,
crazy.
it is kind of crazy,
Yeah.
and such different kind of music too,
Yeah,
in a
seriously.
way.
Uh when they told you that you had to like play low and then play high, was it almost kind of like, "Wait, that's it? Like that's all I got to do?"
That was kind of what I thought. I'm like, oh, but I get to make up what I do, and there's no key.
Mhm.
Like, wow, you're singing my song there.
Yeah. I was going to ask that
And
cuz
it's
I've
not flashy, it's slow, which is what I liked.
so
Because Jordy, those first Killing Joke singles are the best.
mhm. Did you feel like so everything was pretty loose, like you guys just played by ear and then until it kind
Yeah,
of fit? Okay.
yeah.
Was it just not like talked about that much back in the day as far as
What, like
keys?
keys and such?
Yeah.
It was and it wasn't. I mean, I would always, any band I was in, like Sugar Time, um, you wouldn't necessarily talk about keys.
Mhm.
I think the guitar player didn't. He was playing a guitar, it was all tuned to one note, and he was playing a lot of noise stuff. And he's super good guitar player and a great singer. But I wasn't sure if he knew what he was really doing.
Mhm.
It was odd. I don't quite know what his trip was. Nice guy, cool sound, Sugar Time, cool guitar player. And I loved his vocals. And then Jason Asnes from Nice Strong Arm was the bass player and singer in Sugar Time.
Okay.
pop band. I wanted to be that's coming out of Swans. I wanted to be Aztec Camera. I didn't want to be a rock band. I wanted to be like a jangly pop band.
Yeah.
And we tried a little bit and then it stopped being that kind of.
Was it so? It was always. Do you feel like you wanted to do something just a lot more like, like when you started thinking about Swans and doing it? Is like, is this even really the music that I even associate with as a person? Like, did it ever feel too dark for who you were as a person?
No, no, but I always, I wanted more.
Yeah.
I probably thought I could do more, but in reality, I can't do that.
I-
That's what I'm suited for.
But it's funny because like my friend, he's really good at playing, and I'm more of the feel based guy, and he can't do some of the feel based stuff that I do. So we all fall into the right places.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Now.
I play in a band now with guys that played with Glenn Branca. Well,
Oh.
actually, Michael played with Glenn Branca
Yeah.
too, so that's not so weird. But these are later Glenn Branca guys, and they're like music school guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they really know what they're doing. And they know not to say, like, they'll say something to me, like a musical technique thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just go, I don't know. You're talking another language to me that I don't know.
Yeah.
I can converse slightly, like in generalizations musically, which is more than some of the people I've played with can do.
Mm-hmm.
So there's levels of understanding, but they understand. They just kind of laugh and they show me what they're doing. I'm like, oh, I learn. I'm constantly learning from these guys
I was gonna
because they
ask if,
actually know what they're doing. I just do it. I just play.
yeah, like, are you more visual, you would say, of a learner?
I guess so. Yeah.
I wonder if maybe that's also how musicians find their ways in music, you know.
Yeah. And you just do it, do it, do it.
Um, so talking about Phil stuff and whatnot, do you feel like what do you think about the different eras of Swans, like between like the early, Filth, Greed, Holy Money era, and then I would kind of consider Children of God and White Light to be almost in a separate era, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then TG or the Great Annihilator starts to swap into SFTB. I keep using acronyms because we all use acronyms in the Discord. But Soundtracks
Right.
for the Blind. That's all kind of grouped together. But yeah, like how do you feel the band worked? Between the Filth early eras and stuff like that, and then the later era.
I have no idea even how to start to answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a totally different time. Even doing some of the old songs when in 2010, it just didn't feel good.
Hmm.
I mean, those songs were meant to be played then, and that's just the way it is.
Do you feel like you fit more in the early stuff or the later stuff?
But I what?
Do you feel like you personally prefer the early stuff or the later stuff?
I don't know. No, yeah, I have no idea. It was a different process. It was, more of, you know, I hate to say group effort because it is a group effort still. Everybody contributes,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody has their sound that they use, and it's why they're there, and their ability to try things. Whereas I think maybe some of that might have been lacking a little bit in earlier versions of Swans,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, weird. I don't know. I liked all the versions. I enjoyed everything. Although near the end, when I left the end of the 80s with Burning World, I kind of like was not that into that direction. The softer, more folky direction. That didn't interest me much.
Do you feel like because the label was directing a lot of it that it changed how everybody felt about
Oh, I
that?
have no idea. No, I don't know. It's tough. Thinking back, I don't know how I felt back then. It was fun playing. It was an interesting experience. The live shows I thought were very dynamic and very good,
Mm-hmm.
but the record over. I don't know. Some people like the record and some people don't like the record. I have not, it's hard to tell.
I personally love the record, but I know that some people feel that it was being commercialized in a way.
Oh, it's
Like, yeah,
pretty compared. I mean, you play Cop next to The Burning World. It's wow. How on earth did they get to that point? I liked when Michael started. Then Michael, that kind of like cleared his palate, I think,
yeah.
and just said, okay, I got to do this the way I want. And that's when, the future Swans started.
So he kind of like went from like one end of the spectrum to the other, and then just kind of started finding his way in the middle, almost.
I guess
Yeah,
so, which is what I guess, as an artist, that's what he wanted to begin with. But you can't just get to the end when you start.
right. Of course.
There's a progression, and it's a serious progression. I mean, we dedicated our lives to it.
Yeah.
Whether I'm in the band or not, I'm still I've dedicated my life to this thing.
I feel like Swans is one of the most derivative of itself bands, like in terms of how you guys have built off of each other. Not in
Yeah,
the way that like you're copying what you've done before, but just taking things that you've done before and continually building off of things in a way like
right.
I've never heard it in another band before.
Oh,
Like
interesting.
every album is completely different and has a completely different signature no matter
Right.
what. But like, just going from like even hearing, some of the stuff on the Beggar Lover 3, which obviously was meant to be more of a montage of different things that Michael was trying to build, but yeah, it just to me I feel like I'll be able to hear something that was done back in the day, but now you guys do it even better now,
Right.
from your own
Well,
work.
yeah. I mean, I guess all those years of practice help. Been playing, never stopped playing really.
Yeah.
There's always some form of. I always said, even if I'm just playing pool, it's about the music. It's always there.
Yeah.
And playing pool helps me play guitar. That was always my theory.
Do you,
Or crocheting, it helps because I'm being, I don't know what, meditating.
yeah. Meditating in reps.
Yeah.
Do you feel like as far as that goes, like when you're trying to play live and stuff, like how do you keep playing songs for so long? Like how do you keep those reps going?
Yeah, but, oh, you mean within, yeah, it can be, Swans can be, yeah, it's not necessarily guitar playing. It's like an endurance thing.
Yeah.
Whereas that's what I'm in a band with the other guys, and we play songs.
Hmm.
So it's short, and you play a lot of stuff, and it doesn't, it repeats, but nothing like Swans. Swans, once again, I'm talking about that. You have to, if you're playing the same thing over and over for 10 minutes, it's got to do something. You
Hmm.
got to, without being too like over the top with it, you got to make it breathe,
Is there anything you're
which I think a lot of
specifically
people miss.
is there anything
Breathe.
like you're thinking at all when you're doing those
No, a
improvisations?
lot of times it's, oh, in Swans.
Yeah, like keeping a 10-minute song going, and having the endurance to keep it going, but also keeping it fresh the whole way through. Like, what are you thinking about when you're doing your
Oh, you
improvise?
got to blank out
Yeah,
and say, it's kind of like that thing. You're in Detroit. Come on, car, make it one more block, before you run out of gas.
yeah,
Just one more block and I'll do whatever you want. And you just do that,
yeah.
to whatever gods you pray to. I used to do that on my motorcycle. Come on, I just got to make it that far and then I'll be okay.
Hmm.
And you just do that in little increments. And it's the same sometimes with Swans. It's just like not thinking, you don't think about what you're doing because there's pain.
Right.
Like my hands hurt, things are like my feet hurt, and there's other things to think about, but you have to play.
Have you ever had to like take a break, like while during a
But
live
breaks
show?
are always on the horizon. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like you might be doing something that's really difficult, but it's going to end at some point.
Right.
So you just got to make it to that. And then there's a break. I call it, I'd have breaks of guitar playing.
Yeah.
Like the big line at the end of that first song. For me, that's guitar playing. I
Hmm.
can do that all day. It's the constant repetitive thing that I find that's the endurance test.
Was there
Or
ever
just
like,
playing one chord over and over, or two notes over and over and over and over is an endurance test.
yeah, was
That's
there,
not guitar playing, that's like endurance. And makes me wonder, like, oh, I think maybe a lot of guitar players would not do this. Maybe their minds won't let them do it. So,
right. Was there ever a moment that you felt like you couldn't make it through the show?
not through the show, but through parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the picks are falling out of my hands. I can't hold the pick. And then once again, it's like, okay, I just got to do this another. It's going to end soon, and then I can go back to guitar playing, and it'll be a break.
Got it. So usually the breaks are in the songs themselves are enough to kind of get you through it.
Oh yeah,
Got it.
because it's not like the Ramones, which I don't know how they did that.
Just the technicality of it.
Every song is just, I mean, that's like, it's not even music, it's like an endurance thing.
Yeah.
And like to know all those songs, pretty impressive, the Ramones, when you
Yeah.
think about it. Maybe not much fun to do. Like it might seem like a good idea, but I don't know. I certainly wouldn't want to do that
How
or be locked into a band that does something like that. Like I'd have to, wear a wig so I look young
yeah.
ish. Like I'm glad we're not that band.
Right.
Swans has always been like, oh yeah, I slept in the street last night, because I couldn't get home, but here I am ready to go on stage,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing.
I think the music itself fits in my life in that way too. Like no matter how tired I am, it'll still always be enjoyable to listen to because it's kind of like it's the endurance test of even listening to it at times, you know.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like a cup of coffee though. You wake up and I don't know how you feel about "I Am a Tower," but I think that's like one of the best morning songs ever because
Huh.
it starts off like super heavy and, maybe you're hungover, maybe you're not feeling good or whatever, you're tired. And you just hear "I alone will fix it" over and over. And then as soon as that part's done, like you're driving to work, you're like, oh God, all right, fine. It's all me. I got to do it, you know? And
That's
then
good.
as soon as you get to work, it's like, oh, yeah, okay. All right. And then the David Bowie part hits and you just feel like a cup
Oh
of
yeah.
coffee.
Oh, that's that song. Yeah, I don't know the names of songs, honestly.
Yeah.
But yes, I know exactly what part you're talking about.
Yeah, just the whole thing about it. It's like, you have to get through it, and then once you get through it, you get that rewarding part at the end.
Yes, the
You know.
rewarding part, the
Mm-hmm.
payoff.
Yep.
Yes, I like that song actually, now that you mention it.
Do you have a favorite one from Birthing at all?
I don't know. I don't listen.
Oh, do you
So
listen at all?
that would
Like,
be up to my wife, actually. She's the critique and the listener.
do you listen like ever at all?
Rarely. Occasionally, I might pick up something and go, oh, or I'll miss. Like one of my favorite Swan songs is Thank You from Filth.
Mm-hmm.
So I might go and I'll play that one and go, oh, yeah. And it will take me back to when we did it,
Yeah.
which is, fun. It's like, oh, yeah, that was an excellent day.
Is there a specific memory that shines strongest out of any of the eras at all, or does it feel pretty dispersed across the?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's always something, some weird memory. I don't know if they're always good memories, but like I just said, thank you. We were at the studio recording, and I think the it was just me and Michael standing there, and he goes, "Okay, we're going to do thank you," and I was kind of panicking because I didn't know the song. I guess we had rehearsed it. I was supposed to know it. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And we just started playing it, and I started doing that thing I do in thank you, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know the second part, but I don't know this whole intro that he's talking about." But that came up with that thing right on the spot. with the harmonics and the chugging.
Hmm.
And it's like, wow, that's it. And that was super satisfying to me. And my little secret is I had no idea what I was going to do when it was counted off.
But you made it work.
Yeah, it worked
Hmm.
like right away. That was a fun record to make. We made it like it was part time and we were paying for it, and we got our relatives to pitch in. And so we meet and decide what songs to do. We did some older songs, like Stay Here was a song they used to play. And then some new ones that I was involved in. Power for Power was one, the riff I came up with, just playing. And there were a couple other ones, Half Life, but that's on the next record, I think.
Is this Thank You like one of the ones that was released later on for the fundraiser, or are you talking way
No,
earlier?
no, the original recording, Thank You, is on there.
Oh, okay. Got it. I feel like I was thinking this whole time about the thank you from that he released where he just like thanked a bunch of people. I was like,
No,
no.
no, it's the song Thank You.
Oh, okay.
And
What?
then on that record was Big Strong Boss.
Oh, this
All
is
those
on
songs
Filth.
were on Filth,
Yeah,
yeah,
duh. Duh.
yeah,
I tend to listen mainly to like the like post hiatus stuff, but I bounce around the
yeah,
whole way through. But yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I love Filth all the way through, regardless.
Yeah, I
Um,
like the remastering of it too. I thought it sounded really good compared to the original pressing
yeah,
because
I've
it was pretty quiet, the original pressing. I remember we went into the studio with the same engineer to do the beginnings of Cop, and he was angry about the pressing of Phil. It's like, why'd you let them do that? It's so quiet.
so have you guys always been like pretty focused on vinyl, would you say, like making sure that it's good? Because I feel like every time that I've heard any vinyl that you guys release, it sounds really good, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, they always had good people do it,
Yeah.
mastering
Yeah.
and yeah, whatever that process is. I have only gone to master disc to a mastering session. I don't even remember what record it was. It was sometime in the 80s. We all went up there to the mastering thing so we could hear some record. I don't remember which one it was, honestly.
Um Going back to like live stuff. Also, by the way, if I'm like jumping around or anything, I had horrible sleep last night. I'm just trying to like
Oh,
keep myself up here. So,
okay.
sorry. No, I'm not actually like sleeping or anything. I'm just like it was a weird night because ever since you accepted the interview, I was like, gotta get prepared and everything. And yeah, I just had like a really weird sleep. Um, but anyways, uh, so jumping back to live stuff, have you been protecting your ears?
I never used to. I'm wearing hearing aids now. Um, no, I never used to. It wasn't until Heroin Sheiks that I started. The drummer, a very good friend, he wore earplugs, and I was proofreading then, so I would get a job and I would go to this really quiet room after rehearsal. I'd be like this ringing,
Yeah.
like really loud. I was like, wow, what's going on? And then he got me into earplugs.
Hmm.
So at rehearsals, I would wear earplugs, and then I wouldn't wear them live. So all the Heroin Chic show, I would just not wear the earplugs. It wasn't any fun with the earplugs. I couldn't hear, but now I wear them all the time.
You prefer like feeling the vibrations of the show and stuff like that?
I don't know. There's something to be said for standing in front of a loud amp. It just feels good too. It
Hmm.
feels good, and the overwhelming sound is great. You don't quite have that with earplugs. Although this last Swans tour, even though I have good earplugs, I lost some more hearing on that tour. That's for sure.
Yeah. It was
So I have
so loud.
new hearing aids, and I have a checkup coming up.
How do you keep up during the show, like playing and stuff? Like, how do you know that you're playing correctly when
What do you mean?
just because it's so loud, like,
Oh, I see. No, there's a lot of muscle memory. I mean, by the time you saw us, we had played that stuff a lot.
yeah.
So it was getting kind of fine tuned. by then. I mean, it got super fine tuned in Europe. It never stops. I'm always curious. I'd like to ask somebody who saw like the first show and compare it to the last show because technically it's the same songs.
Hmm. But
Um,
completely different. Yeah.
they've changed sometimes a lot.
Have you heard of any
So
of like the bootlegs at all?
no, I wouldn't listen to that.
Okay.
No, that wouldn't. Yeah, who knows? Maybe someday it might interest me.
Hmm.
I mean, I have a friend sent me a tape from the Town and Country in England in the 80s. That was one of the loud Swan shows
Yeah.
back in the day. I might have been two drummers, but it could have just been Ted. And I tried listening to it, and it's like somebody else.
Hmm.
I'm like, I can't even, what is this?
Yeah.
It's like, doesn't make any sense to me. It's very weird.
Is it the unofficial aspect of it, or is it just kind of like, you don't
It's
have the
just
time?
what was live going on.
Yeah.
Like any of those, like Feel Good Now, the live bootlegs, I listened to those and I wouldn't be able to play them,
Right.
even though I did.
Yeah.
But once the tour is over, it's gone
Yeah.
because I don't need it anymore. It's not like we're gonna be recreate an album.
Hmm.
Swans never did that.
When you're standing on the stage, and what I've heard is that uh, you're kind of in your own world basically because you only hear what you're able to play, and like you're only hearing your guitar. Like, do you feel that way? Because like when I was talking to Christoph, he said that like he basically only hears what he's doing, and so
Yeah, that's the way it works live. Yeah,
yeah.
even with the band I'm in now, a lot of times, like, oh, I got a problem. All I hear is me. So, I want to hear what the other people are doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hear that's pretty much sums it up. Yeah,
That sort of blows my mind that you guys are able to make it sound so good together. Just doing that, like,
I wonder. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, we hear enough of each other that, we can make it work, but
is it a little bit of like, oh well, we all know that we're starting this, and you hear like the
yeah,
drums hitting right at this moment. So as long as you
yes,
guys match at that time,
that's right.
then your timing
And
should be
also,
good.
you have to have the internal timekeeper in you too come to the fore.
Hmm.
Like, you can't question. Music isn't really, you don't play music visually,
No.
you just play it.
Hmm.
Because if you look, you're going to be late.
Yeah.
If you're waiting to watch somebody's foot tap, you tap your own foot, and it's got to be in time with everybody.
I find it interesting that there's a lot of people out there that never close their eyes when they listen to music, or when they go to a concert, they never close their eyes.
Hmm.
Um, Quite often when I was at your show, my eyes were closed. I was still trying to watch you guys at times, but I was also just trying to like hear the music because really,
Oh, yeah.
you want to hear it as much as possible.
I mean, you wear earplugs at Swan shows,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's a different thing too. When I was a kid, nobody wore earplugs.
Yeah.
And even when in the 80s, nobody I knew wore earplugs. It wasn't until later I started noticing, certain people were wearing earplugs. I'm like, wow, okay. That must be a new thing that I missed out on.
Yeah. The only time I took it out was for Little Mind. Do you know
Oh,
Little
yeah.
Mind?
Yeah, I know what song you mean. That got dropped eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like for that I just like took it out, and it was like the most elevating song ever. It was so beautiful. So
Was the whole band playing it then?
I
Or
think
was it just Michael?
I think the whole band was still playing it. Yeah, in
Yeah, then
Ferndale.
it got to a point where it was just Michael and Larry,
Hmm.
and then it got dropped completely.
Yeah. Um, did you have a favorite tour spot during the tour? Any favorite venues or anything?
I had a really good time in LA. I thought LA was fun. San Francisco was super fun. The shows were good, as far as I know. But yeah,
It was so
those were good.
cool on Instagram seeing you guys post like, the tour recaps and stuff. And I remember right around LA, it seemed like you guys really loved it because it was like it seemed like you guys were didn't want to leave at the time.
Yeah, we were in a very comfortable situation. Yeah, it was fun. LA was fun. It's nice going to a place and kind of living there for a couple days
Yeah, instead of having to bounce around as much.
instead of just play and jump on the bus and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because we had a Airbnb house that we stayed at, so it was nice.
Did anything stick out during this tour at all? Any memories or anything?
No, just watching sports on Sunday. I would take my knitting and find the Lions game,
Awesome. Still
which
support
wasn't
them?
that difficult, honestly. I mean, I went to quite a few, and a lot of times it seemed like we'd be having a night off when the Lions play. So I would go and find a sports bar, and there'd be nobody in a giant bar, and I'd be the only one watching the game.
Awesome. So you still keep up with Detroit?
Yeah,
Something
I
about
mean, I
the
think even if you move, you got to root for the teams you did when you were a kid. So I'm foremost a Detroit sports fan, but you know, if Detroit is playing New York, I'm going to root for Detroit. The minute Detroit's out, then I root for whoever.
hmm same here. Yeah.
Like Matt Stafford. I mean, I like Matt Stafford. They lost, but so I had become kind of like I was rooting for the Rams that last game
Yeah.
because of Matt Stafford, but then now they're out, so I have no idea who I care about.
You keep up with the Red Wings or the Pistons at all?
Not so much. I'm not that big of a sports guy anymore. Although I do find if there's, I don't have regular TV, I only stream. So if Prime has basketball on, which they do sometimes, I'll turn that on. And it's good. I can work on my yarning.
That is
So
so
instead of
rare.
picking up a guitar, what I used to do, now I pick up my hook and I
Yeah.
work on a scarf.
It's so rare to find someone, around my parents' age that has given up TV because like they won't give up TV. I can't. I'm like, listen, you could just switch to streaming. Like it's cheaper. It's not that big of a deal, you know.
I know, right? Yeah. Like we don't have, yeah. And local news, we listen to NPR.
hmm
So we get enough. I don't need to know. Yeah, there's stuff pops up. There's a couple of feeds. Evie Grieve does like Lower East Side
hmm
event kind of stuff. So I find out stuff there.
And you keep yourself busy too, probably. I mean, you're
I
still
do.
keeping up with different bands too nowadays. So,
Yes and no. I mean, I don't listen to music as much. Now I listen to audiobooks all the time.
but do you still contribute to other bands though, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I still do that. And I'm working on another solo record for Room 40,
Okay.
the Australian label that did After Vacation.
I'm really
Um,
curious to check out your solo stuff because you feel like there's quite a big difference between that and your contributions to Swans. So
oh, huge difference.
yeah, is there any
Yeah.
specific one that you think I should check out? Like
Well,
just
After Vacation is Room 40, and it's more of worked out,
hmm
like it's more layered. Whereas something like Bedroom Off, which is on there, is just me playing. I don't do edits. I might go through the wave and get rid of clicks,
yeah, hmm
and that's the extent of it. I don't go in and punch in. I
hmm
don't fix things. I just play, and that's what comes. That's why I like, yeah. And then if it feels good, I might release it
do you
or I'll
do
send it to somebody.
do you do multiple instruments on there or
Sometimes,
mainly
not
guitar?
very often. I made some garbage bagpipes that I played on a song, but that record hasn't come out. Lawrence in Australia has those tracks, and I don't know if we'll use them.
That's cool.
He
Bagpipe.
wants me to use, I mean, I use multiple guitars.
hmm
Like I might play a different guitar for certain tracks.
What's your workhorse guitar?
For my solo stuff, it's the red Ibanez AS80
hmm
semi hollow body. And for Swans, it's the Telecaster.
hmm
And even in Wimbrels, the rock band I'm in, I use the Telecaster along with a couple other, because we do uh, tunings too. So I play three different guitars.
Did you stick with the Telecaster just because you've always used it with Swans, or?
Yeah, that's the guitar. That's the Swans guitar, and I still have that guitar. And when we recorded Birthing, I brought it to Berlin with me to say, this is actually the guitar because I don't bring that guitar on tour.
Oh, okay.
I bring one that kind of looks like it that I had made.
And do you feel like when you play it, like you require that for the sound of it, or because it's just the Swans guitar and you want to represent yourself that
Oh,
way?
it's the sound of it. And yeah, it is the Swans guitar.
Got it. Cool.
And back to Killing Joke, when I saw Killing Joke the first time, sometime in the early 80s, Geordie played an SG with one humbucker
Oh, wow.
through a bass amp, and it was amazing. And I was so disappointed when he switched to the big. I saw them again a few years later, and he had the big hollow body guitar
Yeah.
and the flange, and I loved him when the early days with
It,
the SG and the bass amp sounded amazing.
when you put it through that way, isn't it? It sounds a little bit more reverby, right? Like through
I
a
don't
bass
know
amp.
about reverby, just big,
Big.
like not a lot of high end,
Oh,
just
okay.
all upper or lower mids and big. I mean, I used to always play through bass amps in Swans tours.
Really?
Yeah, then I switched at some point. Now I play through guitar amps, but
Okay.
it was always bass amps in the early days.
For some reason, I thought just because like a bass itself is a like louder low end, that because of that low end, that it would make it like a higher sound when you play the guitar, because the guitar is like
Well,
such a high pitch at times, you know. But no, it just makes
I
it
didn't have
bigger.
that experience. Yeah, just no, not as much screechy high end
Oh, okay.
was my experience with it.
I gotta try that. That sounds actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um,
And my solo thing, when I do gigs, I use a combo bass amp, a little Ampeg, and a guitar amp, a small guitar amp.
when you're building this stuff, how do you go about like curating stuff for your ambient textures? Do you have any specific pedals or effects that
Well,
you use?
I recently I just run the same pedals I always do, and then I try to just play something different.
Hmm.
So maybe I'm running out of ideas because I've basically been playing the Milan set. That's my set.
Okay.
Um, I introduce some new things occasionally, but new things just happen. The more I play, the more new stuff happens. So
Is the
it's
Milan
really
set like a
Milan is a CD that I think Room 40 put it out. It's the CD from my solo opening for Swan set. It's like the most recent CD that I released.
I didn't know that you opened for Swans as well.
I opened the entire, I did two Europe tours, an English tour, and a US tour.
Wow. Was it with your solo work?
Just my solo stuff. I just opened. I didn't play in Swans.
Okay. Oh. Oh, so that was when you were taking a break from it at the time?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Um, did you specifically want to take a break from it, or were you
No, I was kind of pushed out for that tour. I think Michael, he said he wanted something different, but then he had the same band basically.
yeah.
He added Dana, so he had some more strings going,
Hmm.
and Larry, so that was like a new band. So they had some new stuff going on. And then he asked me if I wanted to open for a Europe tour. Originally, I was going to open for the COVID tour, but that didn't happen. And then I opened for the Europe tour, and then they just said, "Oh yeah, just do the rest." And then I didn't do the last two. They did another Europe tour and a US tour on top of that record, and I didn't do those.
Did it feel nice to have a almost forced break, would you say, or?
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. Opening was really a nice. That was really good for me.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah,
was gonna
I
say,
thank Michael. It's super nice of him to let me do that.
yeah, that must have been just like the most intense decade of music, really. That's what I've heard is like the 2010s, like just anything in the hiatus. All those tours were super heavy, and you guys were doing 4-hour shows sometimes, like
Right.
really, really long. So it must have been really nice to get a break from that.
Yeah, and still be involved.
Yeah, no, that's a cool thing is that he still will keep you involved in it. Is that the same thing that kind of happens with anybody else that opens, or do you feel like, has anybody else opened as well? Like I know Christoph has done that before, but he was also like kind of working with the band at the same time too.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I think that would be. I wouldn't like that. You want to do one or the other, because for me it's a different mind completely.
Yeah. And it's just so long. Like
Yeah, it would be a struggle to
that'd
do
be
the whole
crazy.
thing, and not much fun, I don't think.
Yeah. Um we were mentioning the Telecaster earlier, and I noticed a community question here. I haven't been mentioning anybody's names here just because I feel like it's been good
So
that
this is
way.
people are writing and asking questions,
Yeah,
or
yeah. So
not live, but
no, no, no. One time I did it live because we had Christopher join the Discord, so he was like doing this not in Zoom but in Discord, so people would just ask that way. But no,
okay.
yeah, this is a bunch of people writing up, and also just a lot of stuff that I was just asking off the dome. So yeah, we've got like a good I think 15 to 16 different people that ask questions, and then a
Huh.
bunch of stuff that I've been asking as well. Um, Yes. So, you know what? I might as well mention his name. Siamcat underscore 42726. Uh, they were asking from every live show of Swans that you've seen, you've played the same yellow Telecaster. Why did you pick it for Swans? And is there any specific backstory?
Because that's the guitar I brought to New York with me.
Okay.
That's the only reason. I bought the guitar in I think 1976,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just the guitar I had,
Yeah.
and that's the guitar I brought to New York, and it became the sound, my sound for Swans and even other things. It was a really nice guitar, and then along the way, I uh, I had to have it refretted, and then the luthier here in New York, he goes, "Oh, I think you're better just buying a new neck." So I got a neck and I played it on the original body, and then I put a different pickup in it. And at some point, it was like I got worried about losing the guitar, um, it being stolen or whatever for some reason, losing it. So I just had luthiers at Main Drag Music here in Brooklyn said, "Oh, go to this company and they'll relic your guitar to make it look like the original." So I just took all the parts and we put together this relic guitar that's a copy of my original Telecaster, which went back to being original. And I like the new one too. The new one has some features that the old one doesn't have. Like, you know how guitar necks have a radius?
Yeah.
The new neck doesn't, it's flat.
Really?
That means I can bend a note as far as I can physically without it bottoming out.
Mm-hmm.
Like the old Telecaster, I'd notice I'd bend a note up and it would bottom out and disappear.
Yeah.
So you had to be a little careful how far you bent. But the new one, I could bend the high E all the way off the neck,
Okay.
and it would never lose the note until the string broke or whatever happened.
What inspired you to get the original one in the first place?
It
Was it
was
just
cheap. It was $225 at Gus Zappi's on
wow?
was Gus Zappi's on 8 Mile? It was
Uh,
somewhere in Detroit, and it had two pickups, and they were humbuckers, and the price was right. I never played the front pickup, so I took it out immediately. If you see old pictures of Swans with the guitar, you'll notice there's no knobs on it.
mm-hmm.
I discovered one day accidentally that if I just ran the pickup straight through, it sounded amazing. It sounded better. like all the knobs in between got in the way of the sound of the pickup. And I used the volume pedal. That's where the volume pedal started, is because I had no volume on the guitar.
That's cool. Um, the do you use like a neck pickup specifically? Like
No neck pickups ever.
no, no, so always the other side.
It's only the bridge pickup.
Bridge pickup. Got it.
Yeah, like most guitars, like when you see only one pickup, it's always the bridge.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Although in my solo stuff, I pretty much only use the neck pickup
Yeah.
because I find the bridge pickup on that Ibanez is a little too high endy,
Yeah, it brings in like some
and I
harmonics.
like the low end for my solo stuff.
And I feel like the neck pickup is a little more dreamy in a way, almost,
It
which probably
is, yeah,
fits the solo.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like your solo stuff that you've worked on, like as far as the sound of it, is it a lot more like ambient overall?
It's absolutely ambient,
Awesome.
and I'm even told it's minimalist,
Awesome.
which I guess you would say Swans is relatively minimalist too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Minimalist
I don't
in
know. I'm not that much of a student of music ideas, so I let other people analyze.
right.
And then I'm kind of fascinated by it. It's like, oh, really? Hmm.
I do think it is minimalist in maximalism. It's like let's you know
It's minimally maximal.
yeah, it's it's like trying to take everything and make it as simple as possible so you can push it as far as possible.
Yeah.
You know?
Which makes it really intensely difficult
Yeah. Mhm.
to be that. Something really with my solo stuff too. I credit Michael a lot and Swans. It made me slow down. Like you hear, you got to always be doing something.
Yeah.
You don't always have to be doing something.
No.
You can relax and let things happen.
Mhm.
And my idea of making things happen, then when I listened to it back, I'd go, I was hardly doing that. It felt like it was going on forever, but in reality, it wasn't. Because you have that idea that, oh, now I have to do something.
Did it ever feel like when you were like slowing yourself down that it felt like because for me when I make music a lot it's like I'm almost worried about being too patient like oh this is going on for so long like did you ever have that?
Yeah, but then you listen to it and kind of go, oh, yeah, that could have gone on a little longer, actually.
Yeah, it's just a little different because like you're creating that stuff and
Right,
and like when I'm just listening to Swans and I'm like oh well they go for another 5 bar or 4 bars right here
right,
and it's like well I can slow it down for sure you
right.
know um So another community question. We've kind of covered this a little bit, but this is worded a little bit differently. You've been in the band for such a long time. In your opinion, what was the album or a specific song in your life that influenced you the most outside of Swans?
Um, I don't know. So many, I guess. I tried not to let music influence outside. Like, I never listened to bands that I thought were like Swans. Like, if somebody came up to me, oh, you'll love this band, they sound like Swans. It was right away, it was something I wasn't going to listen to because I didn't want to be influenced by anything except Bollywood
Mm-hmm.
or Arabic music. Kulthum is a huge favorite of mine. That's what I want to be influenced by. If something comes out in my playing, because I found it over and over. If you've ever gone to rehearsal studios, you almost can't help start playing what the band next to you is playing.
Yeah.
It infiltrates your mind. And that's what I found about music. I mean, once I started playing in Swans, it's like, well, this is a unique opportunity for me to be unique. So I don't want anything that is too similar or happening now to get into my psyche and influence what I'm doing, even though it has a couple times.
Hmm.
Like I'll listen to a song and go, "Oh yeah, I like that guitar riff." Next thing you know, like, "Oh, I'm coming way too close to doing that." In feel, nobody else maybe would hear it, but I would know. I'm like, "Oh, that's what that is to me."
Do you think because you pick stuff from around the world that it was easier to just kind of keep your feet dipping in the pool slightly and just pick
Well,
what you
I
want
can't
from it?
play that stuff. That's like the frustrating thing. It's like I can't play it. I can listen to it and wish I could play it because I just would never. I'm not that hard of a worker. I can't sit down and like just do it until I can do it. And I wouldn't understand what the point would be anyway.
Yeah. So it's kind of maybe how the way that you make solo work too, where you just take a break and then maybe, in a little bit you eventually do get it, but it's just
I
like,
go back and I go, oh
yeah.
yeah, I was working on this idea. Maybe I move it this way. I had an idea once because I've done a couple tracks like that. People send me a track and I just like do my solo stuff over the track and I let the track influence what my solo stuff does.
Hmm.
Like, oh, I should just do that. I should play like a Jay Giles band record and play along with it in my solo mode until I'm happy with what I'm doing and then get rid of the Jay Giles band and then I have this new piece of music sitting there.
Yeah.
I still might try that one day, but
I mean, sometimes, in music, it's good to just take something that exists already and put it in a completely different soundscape. And I think that is
yes,
taking
that's
things
the
from,
difference between playing the song and playing along with the song
yeah.
to me.
Was there anything specific that you really liked playing along to back in the day? Was it like Killing Joke and stuff like that, or?
No, it was T Rex, the Electric Warrior record,
Hmm.
Misfits
Oh
songs,
yeah, you
like the
mentioned
early
Misfits.
Misfits,
Yeah.
Hollywood Babylon, that EP, um, and Stooges. It's relatively easy to play along with. They kind of stick with a key, and there's riffs that I think are understandable for somebody like me. Like when I was first starting, we would do Aerosmith songs, but I could never. I mean, I could kind of play rhythm parts to those. And same with Black Sabbath. I'm a huge Black Sabbath fan. And the actual riffs aren't really that difficult on like the first couple of records.
Hmm.
It's the solos and the overall sound that's the difficult part. And once again, why? I didn't really understand why would I learn this song?
Right.
It doesn't really make any sense to me. Although we used to cover a band I was in, Route 666, my first band when I was in Detroit, were on the Detroit punk rock compilation record put out by a guy in Detroit. And we would do Raw Power. No, we did Search and Destroy. And we did a couple covers of obscure English punk rock songs, Frankenstein's Heartbeat, and some other song. I can't remember what it was called, but they were Chucky, the bass player, brought in these songs for us to cover.
Did you, when you were playing, you did a lot of different riffs and stuff like that. Um, you said that you've never truly wanted to like learn full songs and stuff like that. Did you ever learn full songs back in the day, or just the riffs, would you say?
No, we would like we did those couple covers, so I had to learn the songs, but that was before I knew what I wanted to do really. And I'm sure we didn't play them correctly. There's probably lots of problems with them. But no, then I never really did learn full songs or play them. I guess one of the bands I was did, we used to do one of the Iggy solo songs, and I didn't play it right. I just played it differently. Didn't change the mood of the song, but played it pretty relatively straight.
Um, Another community question we got here is from Frankie Behoy. Would you ever come back to Scotland?
I hope so. We always had fun in Edinburgh, if
is
that's where he's from.
is there any place that you don't go anymore that you wish you would go?
I guess all the like we played in Kiev, before the war, a beautiful city, which I see posted is kind of rubble now, which
Horrible.
is
Yeah.
horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
We used to play Russia. You can't go there. Although I never really had fun going to Russia. It's like just felt oppressive and not pleasant. Um, oh, I enjoy. I don't know where else we used to go that we don't go anymore. I mean, this last tour in the U.S., we didn't go to quite a few places we used to. We didn't go down south.
I heard
We used to always go
Florida
down
was
south.
avoided, right?
Florida is pretty much always avoided.
Is that just
It
like,
always was. It's way out of the way, and it's just not worth going down there.
got it?
I did some on a solo tour. I went down to Miami. It was really fun going down there because my parents had moved down there in the late 70s, not to Miami, to Flagler Beach,
Hmm.
which is north. And it was fun. I drove through Flagler and looked at the old house there and how it changed. Everything changed there too
Hmm.
since 19, I think. Um, yeah, I mean, they were down there when Swans started, so they were down there up through the 90s.
I heard, speaking of like Eastern European stuff, that Christoph said, all the Eastern European shows were the most fun to play, and like a lot of the fans were just like really intense and enjoying it, the moment and stuff.
Yeah,
Do you feel the
yeah,
same
they're a
way?
good audience. I
Yeah.
mean, the Russians were a good audience too. Yeah, it's kind of shocking sometimes. Yeah. Oh, I didn't really think of it that way, but yeah, good fans,
You
very
f-
energetic.
do you kind of feel like there's a specific Swans fan type based on like where we live? Like, do you feel just because Michigan gets so cold that you might have more Swans fans here than over in Florida?
I don't know. I never thought of it that way, but who knows?
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
because I feel like when you're bottled up in the super cold out here, it's almost like you want something to warm you up, and Swans will definitely give you that. There's just so much in it.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my glasses. I'm afraid. I hope they didn't break in the cold.
Oh man, that would be crazy.
Like, I've had them way too long. Um, no, they're okay. Just the constant dirty glasses. Thor Harris from Swans used to always come up and pull my glasses off and clean them because it would make him crazy, he said. I'm like, what? I'm like Salvador Dali. He never cleaned his glasses.
Let's see. Let me see if there's any other community questions here. Um, we've got one that everybody loves to ask, and it's just a really simple question, but we always seem to get really good stories from it. What's your favorite sandwich?
Well, they've always changed. A good Cuban sandwich is really good. Um, Not necessarily easy to find anymore. I used to love Reuben sandwiches. I get all like heavy meat sandwiches, and I kind of like swore off meat a little bit. So I guess yeah, good Reuben and a Cuban sandwich is fantastic.
Is that the stuff that would keep you up going during the tours?
No,
What would you eat during the tours?
whatever was, it depends on the tour. You have like a deli kind of tray when you come in. So as the years went by, I got a little healthier and would eat granola and yogurt and maybe a little lunch meat sandwich, whatever they had, or peanut butter and jelly. Uh-oh, I have to answer this.
No problem.
Open. Come here. We just got a Sunday delivery of something,
Awesome. Yeah, no
and the
problems at all.
dog is a barker.
Yeah, we have a little habit. What type of dog is that?
You have a Havanese?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
That's what ours is. Come here, Ellie.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's a little shrimpy one.
How old is it?
I think like 6. They're a rescue
Awesome.
dog,
Yeah, my
but barks
parents.
constantly
Yeah, every
and doesn't
noise.
like anybody except us.
Yep, very
Yeah,
protective.
yeah.
Yeah, we have two dogs. We have well, we had two dogs. The last one passed last year, but yeah, they just every single person that comes in, they act like they're the biggest dog ever. I swear.
That's funny.
Why'd you get a Havanese? Just because that was the cutest one at the rescue?
No, somebody called and had rescued it. Like a friend of ours rescued it and knew we were looking for a small dog and said, "Oh, I got a small dog, all yours."
That's awesome. Um, what do you think? Just another question here from NX Firework. What do you think about Godspeed?
Godspeed You Black Emperor.
Yep.
I liked their record. I had it for a while and then it got lost. And I saw them a couple times. I think we played at festivals with them. Yeah, I like them.
You have any specific album from them that you?
No, I don't listen to. No, I don't.
So you're not too much an album name guy overall. You'd say.
I I don't sit and listen to music really anymore. And at one point, it even with CDs, like I didn't sit there studying the CD. You know what I mean?
Right.
You put it on and you walk away.
Yep.
And now I listen to a lot of Bandcamp.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm sitting there and I'm tired of the audiobook or I'm in between books and I want to listen to music, I listen to some Bandcamp and then I'm like, I'm wasting this. I should be listening to my music, the stuff I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'll go and I'll listen to that.
Yeah, Bandcamp definitely is the best place to do it. I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of like really like I'll hear about a band and I'll look up their Bandcamp and go,
mhm.
oh yeah, okay, that's cool.
I have a couple of things released on Spotify, and just after a year, I finally got $7. It's like, yay, cool.
Wow,
But Spotify, I got like 15,000 streams, which is not that much, obviously, but like comparatively to Apple Music, I only got like 300 because it was just me listening to my own music because I have Apple Music,
oh
right?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I have no idea how all that works.
and it's like Apple Music, I got $2 from it, and that's only 300, right? But
Wow,
Spotify, 15,000, $4. That's how
Jesus,
bad
yeah.
it is. It's crazy. Once,
Well, I sell on Bandcamp, and I guess I get some money occasionally, but not
yeah,
much.
yeah. But I mean,
And
you,
I like Bandcamp. I can go in because I give away a lot of download codes
yeah,
because they give you so many download codes. And I go in and I look at how many people actually downloaded the download code. Not very many. Not very many at all.
you get the one purchase though, and that's probably more than I got for an entire year.
You get a
Just
couple
one
purchases.
purchase.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I had one guy. Yeah, it was amazing. Maybe he'll listen to the podcast and I'll thank him. He bought one of my CDs, or not a CD, one of my CDs on Bandcamp,
Hmm.
and he paid like $150 for it. I'm
Wow,
like, that must be a mistake. And so I was waiting for him to write me to say that's a mistake, and then he never wrote me.
that's awesome.
I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's unexpected.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of anytime I see anything from Swans, I do want to throw money at it because like just the way that you guys, I don't know, just everything feels really organic and true to the fans. So I could
Yeah.
see why someone would want to do that. You know, um,
I mean, it's like a lot of the only reason I can sell anything is because of Michael posting.
posting your
Um,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, like I originally when I did my first CD, MRI, yeah, MRI on Etsy, I wrote him and said, "Hey, will you like mention this?" So he mentioned it, and next thing you know, I sold out because I was doing a limited run.
Yeah.
And then I got my customers. So now I can kind of sell a couple if I put them up.
It's kind of in a way that's really cool that he does do that, because it,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
nice of him.
the more that you post on Instagram and you post other stuff, it does take away from your own stuff, but like also you're part of Swan, so it's not even really
Right.
taking it away. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
And he did that with my scarves too recently,
Yeah.
and they sold out immediately. And I set up an email notification that I would let people know when I put more up.
Hmm.
Like if I did a drop, I was going to make a bunch and then post them all, but that's not really working out. So I'm just putting them up as I get them.
Yeah.
And then I'll send those people an email going, unless you go on Etsy, you get a notification if one of your favorite shops posts something new.
Hmm.
So,
I'm subscribing to that notification. um, from Fetus DM, what are your plans on the future with the band?
I have no idea. It's not up to me.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah, yeah, it's totally not up to me. I guess in some respects, if I'm asked, then it's up to me.
Yeah,
So we'll
true.
see what happens. I don't think anything's really happening this year. I mean, we're only, who knows what the world's going to be like in another year. I mean, we're having problems.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I mean, especially with the war and everything building up, it's just
What war? Which one?
the Ukraine war.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
also
that's
just the
still
whole
going.
world war that could happen. Who knows? You never know. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just too much playing around, I feel like.
Well,
Yeah.
if that guy can make money for himself, he's going to try to do it.
Yeah. That's what I've
I don't know
realized.
where
It's
you stand with that, but I am very anti Trump.
oh no, same.
Like being in New York, living in New York, I'm basically a New Yorker. It's just unbelievable to me
It is.
that people can be so duped to elect that idiot.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable to anybody who's a New Yorker, really.
And someone like said something about how basically every time he, does this with Greenland or does this with that, he's just manipulating the stock market basically at the cost of people's lives, you know,
And to his own financial benefit.
and his friends too.
Yes, and his group.
It's
Yeah. Oh
crazy.
well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, every name gets tore down. It'll be like being named Hitler.
Yeah.
Just rip it all down, and nobody mentions it again.
And forget
A disgrace.
not forget about it, but definitely not think about it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um what how much do you usually contribute to the making of the album?
Um, just the guitar parts. Sometimes, I mean, it depends on the situation. Like we were for birthing, I was flown into Berlin to do my parts.
Mhm.
So it was just me there with Michael and the engineer. So it feels a little cut off because things are set in a way.
Mhm.
Whereas when we did a couple of the records, we did them in Texas and we all lived at the studio. And you'd be there while everything was being built. And you might be playing, might be doing a scratch track just so that somebody can get a good part and they want to hear, they feel better. Like it's just more fun if everybody's playing.
Yeah.
So in the old days, we always did, I would do scratch tracks like on Children of God. Um, I did, I plugged direct and did scratch tracks while we did the drums because that's what you did in the 80s
Mhm.
is you recorded everything separate and even the drummer recorded the drums separately
Yeah.
and kind of moronic, but that's how it was done then. And then half the time it's like, oh, the scratch track is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's weird sounding, and then you do overdubs and build up the stuff.
Do you
So
do you
that
like the
was
new
more
studio?
being, what's that?
Do you like the new studio?
What new studio?
Or Berlin? Do you prefer Berlin and flying out there versus what you guys used to do?
It's always a different studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's nice. Ingo's got a very nice place out there.
Yeah.
And the three of the band members live there. So that's why I think we were based there.
Who else lives there? I know Christoph and Dana do.
And Larry.
Larry does? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I heard there's like a GYBE member or a Godspeed member that lives like really close to Christoph as well.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he lives like a mile away, so that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Um, what do you think about Angels of Light?
Don't know. Never listened. You'd have to, once again, you'd have to ask my wife. She's the one
Yeah.
that listens to it all.
You were part of it, right? You were part
No,
of. No. Oh, okay.
no, I didn't do Angels of Light.
Got it. How was Sue Hannell?
Don't know. I never saw Swans with Sue. I just heard about her. And at one point, I think, like that was my instructions because they didn't know what she was doing. So they would just say, yeah, she was playing low, and then she would play high. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means, but I'll give you my interpretation of what that means.
So it
So
was like you never met
I
her.
met her once at a studio, and I used to see her occasionally, but she kind of disappeared. Nobody seems to know where she went to.
Yeah, it seems like almost like a mystery in the scene. Like people in the Discord
Yeah,
are always asking about Sue Hannell. Like, when are you gonna interview Sue? I'm like, I don't even know if I can get a hold of her.
yeah, nobody knows where she is.
Yeah. So, was there any like moments where there was like people that you had to pick up from and you just didn't know what they did at all? So, kind of like with Sue.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Okay, got it.
I don't think I was ever. No, when I did the Radiant Boys thing, we just made up new songs, so that didn't. It wasn't like I was learning somebody's parts. Um, yeah, I just always am doing my own parts.
Do you have a favorite riff at all from any of the years of Swans that you really like are proud of at all?
Yeah, I think that big long line in Children of God. I think all of the songs "Sex God Sex." I really think it's pretty cool, and it was fun to play.
When you were playing that riff, were you trying to like go in the thought process of what the song is about, or
No,
it was just built like? Do you think like the lyrics were like added afterwards?
I have no idea how he does the lyrics.
Oh,
I
okay,
read them usually. I'm like, oh yeah. I don't know anything about lyric writing.
got it.
I
Um,
like lyrics. I like vocals. And sometimes, like, there's a band, one of my favorite bands is DBUK, Denver Broncos United Kingdom from Denver. It's the Munley is the guy who does it. And I really recommend DBUK, but I love the lyrics. He's a true writer, and it's all about the words. And the music's fantastic too, kind of Americana music.
are there any like specific themes or lyrics that you are attracted to in music at all?
In that whole world of Slim Cessna's Auto Club and DBUK, um, yeah, I like the tragic, weird murder stories,
Okay.
which a lot of their songs kind of are like that.
Is it like more direct, like very specifically telling the story of that?
Pretty sometimes some of their songs are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very specifically telling there's a timeline of the story. Yeah, that's the way he writes. It's very literary.
Yeah, I've started to appreciate stories like that more. I used to be more of like an abstract, like I prefer when I don't know what's happening. But
Listen
now,
to DBUK. I can't recommend it. They only have two records. They're on Bandcamp.
yeah,
They're great. Like once you start listening to the lyrics, it's like, whoa, wow. And being on tour with them was so much fun. They're interesting characters, and the music is great.
everybody that listens or contributes questions or anything like that, they always are curious as to what you guys listen to, and they like hearing about it. So afterwards, once we're done, if you want to just send me a list of the few things that you really recommend, we all love hearing it because we really truly do treat Swans like our life. I mean, I have a whole life outside of it. I'm a coder. I got other stuff going on, but
Oh,
this
that's
is
nice.
this is fun. So I would love to hear any recommendations for that and stuff. Um, is there anything that you can recall specifically from the Big Sound tour, as far as like just any memories that you can think of, any stories that would be funny or fun fan interactions that you've had?
I don't know. No, not really. Not without getting. I always think of like the bad drunken things. I have a problem with aquavit. So, um, yeah,
What is
that
that?
was aquavit.
Yeah.
It's the water of life, I think it is. It's Scandinavian.
Oh, okay.
So they gave it to us when we were up there this last tour. And yeah, I have a problem with it. So I was relieved when we left Scandinavia where I wouldn't be tempted.
That's alcohol, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it like high proof or something?
Um, it's strong like any of that kind of thing.
Have you ever had like during a show just a moment where you were too
I
drunk?
don't drink before I play.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I learned I have off and on, like it's a slow thing, like, oh, I can have a beer when the opener is on.
Mhm.
Next thing you know, it's like, oh yeah, I'll bring a beer on stage.
Right.
Next thing you know, it's a bottle of wine. Oh, I just drank a bottle of wine before I walked out on stage. So it's better just to not drink before the show.
Yeah.
So I don't,
Even if
whether
you
it's solo or any band I'm involved in.
even if you feel more comfortable, you probably don't portray
You
that.
really don't.
Yeah.
And then also the logic is if something goes wrong, um, you can fix it. At least I can,
Yeah.
technically.
Let me scrub through this and see if we have any more. I think we're getting pretty close to the end of this. Um,
I'm
and
trying to come up with bands. Just that I want some that are like interesting, but really the only current band I listen to is DBUK.
and when you're thinking about it, you could think about anything that comes to mind at all,
Yeah.
because it probably did have some value at some point, you know, for you and in your music journey and stuff like that. Do you feel like you're you have any more revitalizations in your music journey, like in the future, like anything that you are, you know, you haven't tapped into yet and you're excited to?
Well, I don't know about excited to, but
Curious?
yeah, yeah, I want to work on another solo record with Lawrence in Australia. Maybe there'll be another trip there. Gone there a couple times. That's always fun. Um, I'm not really pushing solo shows. Like I'm not out trying to get solo gigs. So
They just come
I
into your
guess
lap,
for
basically.
a while I was going to, and I did, but now I've lost my attraction for it.
I mean, you've already established such a strong legacy, I would say, that you probably can just rest on your
Well,
laurels at this
and
point.
also in New York, nobody comes to my solo shows anyway. So, um, and then to go out of town, it costs so much,
Yeah.
and it's almost not quite worthwhile doing it. I guess if the booking agent came up with a band I could open for and it proved financially okay,
Hmm.
then yeah, I would be down for doing that.
Do you feel like have to like prepare a lot when you have to play for another band, or do you feel pretty like I know what I'm doing?
No, I pretty much know what I'm doing. I mean, there's things with the Wimbrels that I have to practice because there's lots of weird times
Hmm.
and very specific picking patterns occasionally
Yeah.
that I have to practice that. I can't just do it
Um,
consistently. You know, you have to practice until you can't not do it.
right. Uh, is there anything you recommend for people who's starting out on guitar? Anything that you would say people should learn first, or
I don't know about learning first. I mean, the whole point is to make your fingers do what your mind tells them to do.
yeah,
You know, just getting fluent enough. I mean, I remember being a kid and not being able to do things that are second nature now
yeah.
and being fascinated that, wow, I remember when I couldn't do this. And it's so fascinating to me. but now I'm getting a little arthritic, I would say. So there goes my shredder. My hopes of being a shredder are done.
No more virtuoso.
Yeah, no more of that.
Was there a riff in Swans that you feel like was you had to learn something new to do it, or was it more just like because I when you're playing for Swans, obviously you're doing stuff that you already know and you're trying to create and stuff, but is there any like hard riffs in Swans that you are
Well, just
scared?
the endurance aspect of it, like we were talking about, that's
Yeah,
the hard part.
yeah.
And then I got spoiled because I sit there and I watch Chris and Phil play every night. And then I go see a band and I'm just like, they're not even trying. And it got kind of frustrating. Like being watching those two play every night kind of spoiled other bands for me.
Yeah.
And then I'd see some bands and go, oh, yeah, I like what they're doing.
Because you kind of see the physicality that they put out, and you
Yeah,
just don't
and
see
very
other.
good, like just really good players.
Yeah, I mean, it blows my mind, especially those two and you guys, and how you guys are just able to do that for 35, 40 minutes. It has spoiled other bands for me, 100%.
Like, oh, they're not even trying.
Well,
Right.
one thing I noticed is like, uh, Radiohead took me over like a few years ago, and favorite band of all time at that moment. Now it's Swans by far.
Hmm.
Uh, but
I was never a Radiohead fan. I actually liked Oasis briefly,
yeah, love
and
Oasis.
Pulp. I love Pulp. That's a band I actually really liked. Earlier Pulp stuff.
Did you not like Radiohead because you've heard it, or you just never got into it, or
I never got into it. I never gave it the chance,
yeah,
really. My daughter likes it, so
yeah? It's one of those things where I could see it as like a stepping stone band for a lot of people to get into the more experimental stuff. Because jumping from like electronic music into Swans is quite a big difference. But the reason why I'm bringing them up is because over time with whatever their politics and stuff, like some of their politics I haven't been that appreciative of, but more importantly, not even to bag on them at all because I still love them, but seeing you guys in your 60s pushing and pushing and never making an excuse for any show, always being there, always pushing harder, probably doing the most physical music I've ever heard in my life. And then I see Radiohead and it's like, they're trying to go through tours and struggling to get through tours, and then if one thing happens then they quit. So for me, that's when Swans kind of took over, was in my
hmm.
respect, is just like you guys are always trying to push, always trying to like push harder and better, and I never felt like there was any compromise ever.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, Michael is pretty. He does not compromise. He
was there
wants what he
ever a
wants.
moment where you felt like you needed to compromise in that just because you're like, I don't know if I could do this anymore?
Well, not for that reason. Just yeah. Why not just say okay?
Yeah.
But it's better that he doesn't just think like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot of what other people feel as well in the Discord too, is just you guys all have always been pushing, and that's why I think so many people are so influenced by it. I mean, even not having too much commercial success comparatively to like other bands out there, to still push and push and push and keep making it is what inspires all of us. It makes it a little bit more able to connect to you guys, especially since like this interview, you guys are willing to reach out and connect with us and talk to us. uh, I see more and more people making music in my Discord, people who said, oh, I don't think I should pick up a guitar. I'm not as good or whatever. It's like just the fact that you guys made it like so simple but so transcendental at the same time, it just
Hmm.
makes it really easy to connect. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I when I discovered Radiohead, it was like, okay, cool, this is awesome, and I started to make a little bit of music, and I started opening up the DAW and Ableton and stuff like that. but then I kind of put it aside because I'm like, man, I got to start my family. I got to, you- girlfriends and stuff, and just keep going and push that. And then it was like, oh, here comes Swans. I cannot put down the DAW. I have to be making music now. So it
Yeah,
was like
okay.
that serious ultimate inspiration. So
Oh, nice.
yeah. Um, yeah, I don't think I have too many more questions here. Just
I'm making my list. I'm just going to take a picture of this piece of paper and send it to you.
perfect. Love it.
And it's not everything, it's just stuff that's coming that kind of blew my mind. The first time I heard Randy Holden,
Mm-hmm.
that Population 2 record, I was at Bear Stearns. I was a proofreader, overnight proofreader. And this guy that got me the job, who hooked me up, he was a proofreader. And he gave me a cassette of Rand because we listened to cassettes
Mm-hmm.
then.
Yep.
Um, and I just couldn't believe it. It's just unbelievable. Like the sound, his guitar.
Is
So that was a game changer.
and that's like more punk rock or what kind is?
No, 70s metal rock.
Okay. Like,
Um, Probably very inspiring to a lot of, metal people.
is it like
He was,
krautrock at all? Maybe.
no,
Okay,
no, it's big Midwest loud guitar rock,
got it. Cause
which
I
is what I like. I grew up with guitar rock,
yeah
and that's what I like.
yeah I feel like haven't really heard that much specific heavy stuff from the '70s. It's weird. Like
Oh, just like Homer Simpson says, the birth of hard rock happened in 1972, I think he says. That's when Machine Head came out, Deep Purple,
yeah
and Black Sabbath records were coming out then.
yeah
That's when I got interested.
yeah.
It
That's
was a
funny.
great time. Oh, and then there's so many obscure bands too, like weird obscure bands that, the musicologist people know.
Was it
Like
like
Larry Mullins, he knows everything about everything musical, and he's a collector to like unbelievable heights to me.
yeah? I've heard that he's like a total wizard. I've heard that from multiple people.
It's unbelievable. And like actually, my friend that got me the proofreading job, we'd be sitting in a bar with him and he'd hear like a reggae song and he'd go, "Oh, that's the single version." Like he knew the single version as opposed to the LP version. I'm like, I mean, you could tell me anything, but I believe him, like what he's saying. Yeah, he gave me a bunch of really cool music and turned me on to like some cool stuff.
Is he like that with music theory too, or is it specifically just all things knowing about music?
Larry,
Yeah,
um, I think he knows music theory, but he knows enough to keep his mouth shut.
about it.
He
Yeah,
doesn't have to. I mean, he plays with a real high caliber of people, and it's just, he doesn't need to spout music theory all the time.
right. For me, I love that ringtone.
Yeah, that's um, one of the Andy Warhol superstar ladies
Oh, okay.
from Trash, I think. It's a scene with Joe D'Alessandro, and her mother is Sylvia Miles. And Joe D'Alessandro says something to her about her mother,
Yeah,
and she does this fake laugh that goes on for like 30 seconds.
that almost sounded like
And
the Thriller intro or something.
it
You
goes
know what I
again.
mean?
That's my text, but it does. Well, I can only do that amount. Whereas when I had the droid, I could do the whole thing,
Yeah.
and it would be pretty fun.
uh, man, uh, just wanted to say thank you again. For doing this, I really appreciate it. I was a little bit like just pretty tired when I was doing it at first, but like overall, just thank you so much. And
Okay.
we have like a huge community of people that again we live and breathe Swans, and just to hear everybody's perspectives. Also, the fact that when you're writing this list right now, you're kind of writing it based upon what goes off the top of your head, and getting that in that way, if anything, I think is better because we just want to know like what are you thinking right now, right after the tour. It's not like you've always changed, but uh, yeah. Um, Also, just as a curiosity thing, because keys and stuff have been brought up a lot, as someone that's making music and trying to integrate with my friend, we both are, we both know we want to make music, and we really are trying hard. And I think I'm the guy that keeps bringing it up, the key stuff. Like for you, what's the most important way to play with other people? Like, how do you?
Well, you ask, like, if somebody's going, like, I even do it when I play with Al and Vinny. We go, well, what key? We want to choose a key, and actually, and it was like, yeah, let's start. We just choose something.
Okay, okay,
Not that I know what I'm doing, but I can converse enough that I can at least play that chord at least, and then go from there
got it.
and see if something interesting happens.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just like, would you just try to play whatever, or if like you still center around that key, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it can drift out of that key because I don't know an actual rules about how you move around keys.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
yeah,
But if you say A, it's like, oh, I know how to play an A chord everywhere. I'll just play around that and see what happens and then fall out of it and like maybe try to come up with like a riff that's in that actual key
yeah,
and then go off and then come back to it
got
and
it.
go, okay, now I'm back to where I started.
Um, anything else as far as just when you're working
Oh,
with
you
other people?
asked also advice for people and to you. Um, I always say it's you can't say no. You always have to say yes. That's one thing, and you have to be ready when you say yes.
Yeah,
And that's the advice. Be prepared for that if you're going to do it seriously. Because the minute you say no, then you're done
yeah. And
with.
you mean like always trying something new, like never hesitate to try what someone
Or
else.
somebody saying, "Oh, you want to go do this gig?"
Yeah,
The minute you say no, then they're never going to ask you again.
yeah.
"Oh, you want to come play with us?" "Well, no, I can't." "Well, okay, that's it. You're not playing with them."
That is super
That's the kind of
personal
thing.
for me because I have been that type of person that has struggled to always say yes. And
Right.
even with this interview, like in my head I was thinking, I did Christoph on Thursday. I've been doing a lot of these interviews, and I'm like, he just said tomorrow. I was like, let's just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just
The
get it done.
Saturday, I mean, I've been busy and I'm still busy coming up, and I'm home during the week, but that's no good for you. But today is perfect. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. Um, is there anything specific you want to shout out at all that you're doing? Any places that people can look for your new projects?
Just the Wimbrels, Wimbrels. We have a record out on Dromedary Records, and we're playing around. We're going to play in Connecticut Friday, this coming Friday. And then I think there's a New York show coming up at some point, I think in March. And we're trying to play around a little bit. And that's like a guitar band, three guitar players,
Oh wow.
bass and drums with some vocals. And it's a little out there, not loud necessarily, more songy in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Is there anything you
And
mess with that's more experimental than Swans?
what is the Wimbrels?
Like, yeah, anything that you do?
No, no, it wouldn't be called that. I mean, I don't know. It's guitar band.
Got it.
I don't know about. It's not experimental. It's guys who play guitar,
Yeah.
which is generally not that It's not like we're playing with drumsticks on the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that kind of thing.
Right.
We're just playing.
Or screaming into the pickups.
Right. Although just saw Nels Klein play, and he did a really good thing screaming into the pickups.
Yeah.
Nels Klein is quite the master and did a lot of really cool stuff.
Anything else at all?
No,
Your scarves too, though, right?
yes, things of interest and on Etsy. And then you can find me if you look at my posts on Instagram, they all have links to my scars.
Yeah, I'll be putting links to everything in the description, and then also the list that you provided as well. Uh,
Excellent.
um, but yeah, I do plan on getting every single band member because I don't know. I think this is cool just to see everybody's perspectives right after. Uh,
Good luck getting Michael. Did you already talk to him?
I've tried. I've tried.
Yeah. Good
Um,
luck.
yeah, I was just reaching out to the support email and stuff like that, and they were, doing tour, or you guys were touring at the time, so I was like, yeah, I'm willing to wait forever. I promise you, I'm
Oh,
here.
okay.
But I did get Jarbo, so uh, that was a little bit tough.
What are you trying to get anybody from Swans?
Why not?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just
Good.
a passion thing, at this point. Like I have my coding job and stuff, and I can do that forever if I want to, but
Right.
it's like, hey, have some
Till
fun.
AI takes over your job.
I know. It's
Is
scary.
that possible?
We use AI all day,
Yeah.
every day to code, and that's our job now. And it's getting to the point where, our boss will be like, "Hey, check out this new feature that AI can do," and I'm like, "Oh God, no, stop!" Because I'm like afraid it'll
Yeah.
take my job. But
Yeah.
they just say, "Hey, there's a certain point where you know you need a
I mean, you
human to
still
do
are,
it."
so that just means you're kind of proofreading what the AI does
Yeah.
and giving it details.
Yeah, and asking the right thing is really important. It's just
Right.
like if you tell a worker something and then they get locked in on doing something and they're like, "But boss, you told me to do this." And you're like, "No, you have to still be open. You still got to do more things. So like that's
Yeah.
the problem with AI. People like talk and expect something happens from it, but yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's just want to try to get everybody, and it's been really cool to be able to talk to all of you, so I really appreciate it. And a lot of comments I didn't really list off in here just because I was bouncing around so much, but a lot of people were just saying, thank you so much, you are one of the legends of the band. It's really cool to be able to do this. And yeah, let's keep in touch, and just send me that list, and I'll send you the video once it's all done.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, Christian.
Yep.
Lunchtime.
Have a wonderful day and have a
No
good
Reuben
lunch.
sandwich, no Cuban, maybe some noodles.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay.
Hope you enjoy it, man. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Bye bye.
Bye.